Hi, welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Jade Bailey. I'm a property developer and designer.
Hi guys, my name's Jonathan Ioannou. We're both property developers from Nottingham. Today we're going to share with you our property experiences and hopefully some valuable content.
So we're going to be talking about Instagram and we're going to be talking about design along with
networking and sourcing, along with anything else we can cram in. Right, so Jade.
Jonathan.
You do design within property, right?
Yes,
Yeah?
I do.
You're a designer.
Yeah.
Tell us what you do specifically within property.
Okay, so I would say that I specialise in co-living stuff at the moment, but I'm about to go into serviced accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
I like to really challenge perception when it comes to design within property development.
That's
so
interesting.
what people expect to find, expect to see, or think of, when someone says student accommodation, what pops into someone's mind? I really like to challenge perception. And also what that means to me is, I like to show people that you can do so much more, even with the budgets that you've got allocated, to give a better place and a better experience for people to live.
Okay.
So before my property developing life, I was a retail store designer.
Yeah.
So I've just took all of those principles of like 15, 20 years-ish of doing, working retail store design into property developing in terms of creating experience, and it's really worked.
Okay.
So when I talk about experience, what I mean is when you go into like a cafe or a bar or a restaurant and you get that full experience of where you are, and there's lots
everything's important.
All the detail is very there's a lot of continuity there. That's what I do inside. Okay. Projects, houses, whatever. So that's kind of my angle, really.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How's that like? Have you done that what's the reasoning behind doing that?
I mean, it started because that's all I knew.
That's what you knew.
Yeah,
and that's what you wanted to do.
That kind of made sense to me. Even to the point where, like in retail terms, we'd have what we call POS, point of sale, so like marketing graphics or messages in store. That's where when you see the vinyling and stuff that I do, the brand identity stuff, that is that, but just inside a house, like almost like navigating people around a house or telling them,
that's cool.
Having fun, like this is this space or this space, or right, if we're going to do door numbers, they don't have to be like an actual door number. What's a different way? How can
Nothing wrong with door numbers, by the way.
How can we layer it up with graphics? There's nothing wrong with door numbers. It's just that's kind of my brain and the way that I've been trained commercially to design. Yeah,
so it's like all the previous experience you had, you looked at property and you thought, I could do something which involves both of those. Smash. Yeah. That's where B-Space kind of came from.
That's where B-Space came from. And I think I kind of did it at a point where not many people really did or do.
Were that bothered about it?
Yeah,
in that
exactly.
Respect.
Didn't see it as like, this is not going to add value.
Yeah, and it's changed now, right?
Yeah.
And what have you've seen the change? We've all seen what's happened with the market in general.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about market. Yeah. We'll get on that later. But like, what have you seen when you first started doing these houses, which were, out there, different? What have you seen now, like moving forward? Have you seen mass adoption? How's it changed the market?
Yeah, I think mass adoption. Yeah, I think people have certainly the people that are on Instagram or our community on there have definitely upped the game and they've seen the value in it. I hope I've played a part in that because, again, it's that perception thing. Like, you can do this a different way. You don't have to do it the way that it's always historically been, and it doesn't have to cost loads more. And actually, the value that you get by designing better is way above.
Oh, it's massive. But then also, if you've got people living in these houses, you want them to have a nice life. Yeah. Like, you want to design a space where you would want to live.
100%.
Yeah.
I remember when, and this is always stuck in my brain, when I was in my early 20s, I was looking for a place to live, and I wanted to live in West Bridgeford, which is obviously a really nice part of Nottingham. Yeah, posh. Not really. Anyway, and I went to some HMOs.
Okay.
I didn't know they were that.
Yeah, no.
Because that's all I could was in my
the
budget.
Dirty word
even
of
though I
HMO.
had a pretty good job at the time, like working in a small head office. And they were just shocking, and I thought, I can't live like this. This is gross. Like, this is divan beds in magnolia rooms and tired and filthy and grotty, even though the location was
underlay,
good.
that kind of crap.
Awful. So I ended up getting a flat, like a small flat, which cost me £900 a month.
Yeah, wow.
But by the time you've paid £400 or £500 for the flat plus all the bills,
and whatever,
council
tax, everything.
So that was my choice. So everything I designed for me or for other people, I think, would my 21-year-old self walk in there and be like, bam? Yeah. Like, the way I do it is, like, everyone lives on Pinterest nowadays.
Yeah,
like, oh, I love that house, I love that. So I'm designing Pinterest houses So you can live in a Pinterest board in one of my houses, but you couldn't afford to go and bankroll to set that
No,
up.
of course not.
But you can share space with
and that's
like-minded
experience,
people,
right?
and that's experience.
People pay for experience now.
Yeah.
That's the proper market change that we've seen. And like,
and social media and everything all feeds into
of course,
people's expectations of I want more and I expect more.
Yeah.
So
And I'll pay more.
And I'll pay more.
And that's the main thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of the investment models now that you see are moving more towards the design element, doing something, giving back to their end user, the tenant.
Yeah.
Because they're paying the bills at the end of the day, right? So you're trying to make an experience for them.
Absolutely.
That's cool. So what we've got something here, we're going to talk about like trends and things like that. So do you think that the market is trend driven, or do you think that's the way that things are going, or is that a good way to go or a bad way, or what?
I mean, for me, I'm not so much about trend, I'm about brand. So, like, my personal plan is now I've established the B-Space look and feel, which, you know, you can see in my HMOs.
Yeah, the continuity.
I'm now going to roll that look and feel out into everything that I work on, so it's very distinguished.
Yeah.
Distinguished. So it stands out. So when you see one of my products, you'll go, I know whose that is.
Yeah,
and that's
cool.
what a good brand is. And you get that in, you know, hotels, restaurants, bars. You can go to any and you go, oh, I know it's that person. And that's my plan. So I'm not trend driven, I'm brand driven.
Okay.
Which is probably, that's all right for me to say that because I do what I do. But if, you know, someone was just stepping into it,
what would you, sorry to interrupt there, but what would you think would be, because brand and trend can easily get like mixed quite a lot. So what would you say like is a trend? What would you say is a trend at the minute? Just as a like not as a definition, but...
Oh, I mean, you know, can you remember when everyone was doing everything in copper?
Industrial.
Yeah, I mean, but
we are in an industrial building, by the way, so it's cool.
Industrial building
but
at the minute.
that was a trend, right?
Industrial styling, but it's when when industrial goes, what's the word? When it, you know, and it's almost like plastic industrial.
Yeah.
Like, this is real industrial building.
When does it turn from trend to contemporary design then?
I don't really know the answer to that question. I suppose it's contemporary is when something's quite sort of radical and really pushes the boundaries.
Because what we when we spoke about this before...
Trend is more accessible.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can... What happens with trend is, on all levels, is it starts up at the catwalks or the big homeware designers, and then it has a trickle-down effect to where you can buy it in Sainsbury's,
so effectively,
like in the homeware section.
It comes from those commercial designers, those spaces, falls down, which is what you did.
Yeah.
So you could like see that coming through,
Yeah.
which is cool, right? And if you look around now, well, not now, but like 3 years ago, coffee shops, they were like super industrial. They were getting all back to brick. That's what was happening, right? And it was really trendy. And everyone was like, look at this hipster coffee, you know, Bristol, oh my God, Bristol's full of brick, you know. And now, we've gone through it a little bit now. We're still doing it, but like brickwork and things like that has come into play.
But now, if we're talking about industrial, actually what we're doing is we're stripping it back so it's industrial minimalism. So you've got your industrial elements with your minimalistic finishes on top.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's that kind of balance.
Juxtaposition.
Yes, that's that kind of balance. So things like industrial, they never really go away. It's just how it's executed.
That's cool.
But I mean, I always feel trends come in, and that's because I'm from a fashion background.
Yeah.
And you almost kind of start to feel, right, this is starting to really like, I'm starting to see this more and more, which means that within a year it's going to be everywhere. Okay. And then you're going to get sick of seeing it.
And then you need to start looking for someone else.
Like, I obviously love all stuff, everything geometric. Okay. Even that, I'm a bit like, I have to stay away from quite obvious things because it's everywhere.
But that comes back down to your like brand continuity, right? Because you've got to keep it through, so you've got to be happy to keep it through.
Yeah.
So you're super like in on branding. You love all that as well, right?
I do, yeah.
So what about? Do you think that's important within the property game? What do you think? What's happened with that?
That's definitely my angle, yeah.
Branding.
But it's just about if you because I'm about, you know, the experience of the property, the customer experience to the tenant as well. So that all falls under that umbrella.
Yeah. What's like an example of one of your branding points, like in one of the houses? Is there something that you've carried through all the way through, and what is that? Or
so obviously the most easy one is like the colour palette. So whenever you're working to a look and feel, you've got a distinguished mood board with a colour palette. I never deviate away from that. So my colours are obviously like black, white, yellow.
That's it, isn't it?
Pink, green, and then, you know, black coated things, and then silver. What you're probably not going to see in one of my properties is like loads of marble and loads of gold.
It's too expensive, right?
Yeah, it's too expensive. But what I try and do with design is always evolve.
Yeah.
But always, you know the look and feel, but it just evolves as it goes along.
Which is, that's interesting. So where does the design part start? Is it with the mood board, with Pinterest, putting things together? Where does that kind of evolve from?
Well, I think Definitely, like every single project I've ever done in my career, I start on Pinterest.
Okay.
So like, let's say if I'm designing for a client, first of all, I need to instinctively find out what direction they want to go in, because everybody's got a direction. So I'm always designing for a person because I want them to have a product at the end that they're so proud of and that they're connected to. So once that initial thought, you know, that, let's say it's like One True Hipster, for example, is inspired by the local area of Sneinton, where we're going to go later, and it's very hipster there, isn't it? That's kind of the creative quarter. It's kind of getting that initial thought, going onto Pinterest and saying, okay, well, what, or I talk with a couple of the girls that work for me, right, what does this, you know, what does this feel like to us?
Yeah.
And we start to pin the images, and we pin lots of images until we start to see a continuity come, and we scrap the ones that don't make sense. And that is the beginning of the creative process. And I think that, you know, even at the most basic level for someone just starting out, 100% do that process. Like, get your thing that you want to do. So you might say, oh, I really like Scandi, for example. Right, I'm going to go onto Pinterest and I'm going to put in the search engines, Scandinavian, Scandi furniture, see what comes up, start pinning. And then follow the process of elimination after that. And then you're going to define, in the most simplest, easiest format, this is my look and feel. And once you've got those 10 images that you're happy with, just use them as a guide. If you wanted to go down the design-led route, that would be the most simplest way that I would advise anyone to do it.
That's cool.
What we do is then we take that and then we go off into, like, you know, pages and pages of floor materials to suit it, and it goes off into like a 30-page document.
Okay, that's big.
Quite detailed. But if I showed you my...
That's for a client though, right?
Yeah, for me, I've got it for B-Space.
Do you do it for yourself when you're doing your own projects as well?
And whenever I'm doing...
Oh, that's interesting.
Like, so if I've got like HMO and SA, and I'm starting to like, so I do all my own sourcing for me, whereas freelancers do it for my client projects, and then I sign it off. I'm doing my own sourcing, I think, oh, I like that. And I'll go, no, it's not right. It doesn't fit, because it's all got to bolt together. And that's what good design is.
It must take a long time.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because it's about execution.
Yeah, that's cool. So with all this now, the co-living. Or
as I often typo on Instagram, co-loving.
I think that's a weird word to use. I don't know whether... Yeah, I mean, boutique's probably even worse.
I hate that
word. I mean, that's probably even worse. But anyway, these nice shared houses, right? Market's changed. Everyone's now trying to level up, if you like. Everyone's like one up in, and market's getting a little bit weird with that. What do you think, how is there a way to stand out in the market today doing stuff like that? Is there a way to do that?
My number one golden rule is communal space.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to do anything, make sure you've got big communal
100%.
Spaces, and make sure that they, out of everything, are the most experienced and visual.
Yeah.
I am more than happy, particularly in the Article 4 area, to have bedrooms 8 square metres with really functional furniture in, but then a great big whopping communal space.
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
You know, where people can really come together. And this is what co-living is.
This is what the house is about.
Yeah, it's
socialising, all that. You know, if you went to uni and you had no living room,
I mean,
what a horrible place that would be.
Exactly.
Same with a lot of these people, these professionals, they move to a place to work, they don't have many friends, or you know, so they need to socialise. And if they're sat in a 10 square metre bedroom, staring at a TV on the wall all day, that's crap.
Going down to a really rubbish kitchen, really walking out of a tray, like that, I hate that.
It's not a way to live, is it? That's more of a prison.
I hate that. I own one property where it was in my early days of doing it, where it was an old housing association, so it was pretty much set up as a HMO.
Okay.
But we converted some more space, and anyway, to cut a long story short, it's got 4 big self-contained rooms with little kitchenettes in, and then a shared kitchen and a shared downstairs toilet and laundry facilities.
Yeah.
And I know that nobody integrates with each other, and I'm so not comfortable with it. I would not do that again.
Yeah.
Because it's not in line with my values of communal space. So my number one rule is, even if you just paint everything out in white and put IKEA furniture in, make sure your communal space is wicked. Like, you know, you're encouraging engagement.
Put the effort there. Effort in the communal space.
Definitely.
That's the problem we've found. Not really. So with some of the bigger ones, the 9 beds and things like that, they're not sociable houses. And we still provided. So in most of those big ones, there's 2 living rooms, 2 kitchens, those kind of things. But because there's so many people living there, it's not it's not like a building where they socialise, and that's the issue with buildings like that. People that move there are effectively moving there because it's cheaper than a flat, and they live in their room and do whatever they've got to do.
What's your sweet spot for numbers?
I think 6.
Yeah.
5, 6
Mine's
always.
5, 6,
yeah,
yeah,
you can't go
5, 6.
wrong 5, 6.
Yeah.
I think especially when you get over 6, you've got all the problems with the
And
building
what
regs.
we're talking about is 5 or 6 bedrooms,
Yeah.
HMO,
Yeah.
co-live, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, over that, like
Yeah.
you have all those problems with building regs, you know,
Yeah,
sound
yeah,
insulation,
yeah,
all that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
crap
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
just like a different
It's just
ball
not
game,
worth. It's
yeah.
just not worth the hassle at that
That's
point.
interesting because you've got quite a few HMOs.
Most of mine are big, beastie
Yeah.
things, yeah. But that was because when we did the project, one of the JV partners that I work with, he needed to make a certain amount of money,
Yeah.
£1,000 net, and obviously for a JV that's one each.
Yeah.
A building to make 2k each is it's a big building. It's as
Yeah.
simple as that. So we couldn't go for anything smaller than.
But even in those bigger buildings, your focus would be communal.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you're saying is even with the big communal, 8 and 9 bedrooms, they're not using it as you want them
They're
to
not.
use.
Yeah, it's not
okay.
sociable anymore. Yeah, it's not a sociable house. It's
Yeah.
it's not a cohesive group of people because like in a 5, 6
course,
bed,
yeah.
they will all begin to like know
Yeah,
each other
yeah,
and they will
yeah,
all
yeah.
socialise and
Yeah.
become friends. 10 bedroom, they
Yeah.
probably it's very likely that they hate probably someone within the
Yeah.
group or they won't get on or whatever. So
Yeah.
with that comes a load more issues, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
sure.
just looking back on what we've done. Yeah. But I try not to do any more of those kind of things this year anyway. So. If you're not strong with design, I know you've mentioned about all the
Yeah.
Pinterest, that's the place where we start with this. If you're not strong, Pinterest, Pinterest, Instagram,
Don't go on Facebook.
start looking at things that you like and then pull them through and pinch things from it
Listen,
and create your own.
every single person, you know, has got instinctively in them, if they ask themselves, you know, what do they want? Like, look, we're property developers, okay? We're in such a privileged position where we can create places for people to live. So what do you want to give to somebody to live in? And instinctively, if you talk to yourself, it's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Cut out the noise. Stop. Don't look at me. Don't look at the next person. Like, what's right for you? What
Yeah.
do you think your market's going to appreciate? And that might be painting everything white and putting IKEA furniture in
That's
it.
fine, yeah,
But
that's cool.
absolutely fine. Don't get dazzled.
You don't have to be magazine worthy for them to still be a really nice place to live.
I do it because that's kind
enjoy
of all
it.
I know.
And you enjoy
that's,
it.
That's my background, and I enjoy it.
Exactly. And people then, this almost becomes a hobby with that,
Yeah.
and they put that into that. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So with that, moving on from that,
Yeah.
I think this design bit's been all about you, Jade, really. So I'm getting a bit jealous. So first of all,
Yeah.
like you mentioned about design with a budget.
Yeah.
That's something
You're the man.
this guy's a pro
Yeah,
with,
you're the
okay?
man.
But what do you do? Like with putting a pack together,
What do you spend on a bedroom?
500 quid.
Wow.
What do you spend on a bedroom?
Oh, well.
I can break that down for you as well, just so you know I'm not talking complete rubbish.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like the bed's 260, including the mattress.
So this is IKEA, yeah?
No, that's a private supplier, that one. Because the IKEA have weird bed sizes and
Yes,
mattresses
they
and
do,
stuff.
don't they?
So you
Yeah,
got to be
yeah.
careful with that because you can
Yeah.
get stung. So private one, we always put small doubles in where we can. If it's a big room, we'll put a double in just
Yeah.
so it doesn't look stupid.
Yep.
Bedside tables, Malm, 30 quid. Lights above that, 15 quid. The blinds, IKEA, normally about 15, 20 quid.
Yeah, but they don't fit all windows though, do they?
Yeah, they're different sizes. You need to cut them. You get the handyman to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you get
So
bigger
you always
ones.
have roller?
Yeah. we
Okay,
pull
what about
up.
if you're on a main road and you've got a bedroom downstairs?
We put some of that plastic on the windows.
Oh, okay, frosting.
Yeah, we put the frosting on low level
Yeah.
and then have the same.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
But yeah, so, and then wardrobe, 40 quid, Bosch rack, Bosch.
How long does that last?
That lasts longer than you would think. And what we do, because they've got these little knob handles which
Yeah.
look horrific, we buy some, they're called Boss handles online. I've got about 1,000 in my garage.
Yeah.
They're like £1 each.
To hit you up if
Kitchen,
you want some,
yeah, so kitchen
Yeah.
handles,
Yeah.
we put kitchen handles instead.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit better. Malm chest of drawers, again, 40, 50 pounds, something like that. That's it. I mean, we put a picture in there as well. And then I think all of
Hold
that.
on a second.
All
You
of
forgot-
that.
You forgot your props. Because
I'm a
I've
props-
seen
Yeah.
vintage cameras in your...
Yeah, that was my letting agent's idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went round charity shops going wild, I reckon.
Yeah.
We spent like £300 on a dressing pack. It's in a big IKEA bag.
Yeah.
And it's all, you know, and then vacuum formed things. And we just carry it around and put it in. So with ours, with the room, you would get a bed, mattress, wardrobe, chest,
Yeah.
bedside, lamp above the bedside and like a picture in there. That's what you'd get.
Yeah, so mine, on average, I'm spending probably about 1,200 a room.
Oh. Hey, look, if you get it back, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I do, yeah. So I always work with Landlord Furniture Co. from Manchester. And
Plug.
yes,
Hit us up with some free furniture, Landlord Furniture and
Yes.
Company.
I do always work with them. They're amazing.
Are they the ones that did the laser thing on the thing? That's cool. That was nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice little touch.
yeah.
Oh, my leg.
So you know, we're putting in a bed, mattress, bedside table.
How much do you spend on the mattress?
I don't know. I get a furniture pack from them of
Right.
say £400-500 or.
Do you know like what it's made? Is it like a sprung?
It's amazing. It's
foam
like better
topper?
than mine at
Oh,
home.
is it
Like,
really?
they're like that deep.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
they're really
okay.
good. And then the rest of the money, so the standard furniture stuff like bed, bedside table, chest of drawers, wardrobe. Then the rest of the stuff under my budget is like wallpaper, feature lights.
Oh, okay. No, my bad then.
Rugs,
Yeah.
desks, chairs, plant, bedside table, lamp if you need one, or
Yeah.
wall lights. Because actually, to spec up on feature lights, you don't have to spend a fortune.
So you're saying from plastered, joined, everything like effectively corked,
Yeah,
good to go.
basically, yeah,
That's your
yeah.
1,200 quid to get it to finish. Is that including flooring as well? Or
No.
So 1,200 quid. Once it's got carpet down, it's just not decorated.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
imagine, I know that's
Yeah, and that
backwards.
also includes like ensuite mirrors,
Okay.
shelves. So between 1,200 and 1,500. But what I tend to do for me, or my clients do, where we're doing multiple projects under the same look and feel, we build up a staging kit.
Okay.
So actually on the first project, it's a bit more juicy. You might spend £1,500 a room, but you've got all of the staging,
To carry
the
on.
lifestyle bits, and
Yeah.
then we just roll it over into the
So
next
you've
project.
got different staging kits for different properties. Okay, we just have one.
Yeah.
We're tight. We've got one.
Yeah, but
which
you've
we
got
spend-
one look to do, but I work for clients.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like ours, and again, we don't spend a lot of money. We have started doing a little bit of wallpapering,
Yeah.
but nothing
But I
special.
mean, you know, everything I buy is high street.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
expensive. Like my team have to source and source and source because we have to be top on budgets. Where we spend a little bit more is on nicer murals or
Yeah.
wallpaper. But the feature lights are not even that much.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because obviously I work really closely with Iconic Lights.
Yeah.
Another plug.
Give us some free lights.
Yes, if you like, please, Jasmine. I work closely with them, so, and their stuff is, you know, like we're talking like maybe 10, 15 quid for a shade or a bedside
Yeah.
table, anything up to about 50 quid for something really fancy hanging out the ceiling, because they've always got offers on. So
That's cool,
It's
yeah.
about, it's about knowing where to go.
Exactly.
I'm not generally shopping in Made and Habitat, although I do get a few bits from there.
John Pye do a lot of made stuff.
Yeah,
Win.
no, I need to get myself there.
That's good. It's a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
But that's a good place to get stuff like that
Yeah.
from. See, ours was all about like serviceability was our word.
Yeah.
Like we wanted to know that.
Which I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to know that if something broke, I don't have to wait for someone to come in. I can send someone to IKEA, pick it up, get it changed. And yet that obviously comes with some
Yeah.
design flaws, if you like. But IKEA stuff's been designed very well.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that we've got in there last at
Oh my
least
God,
2 years.
IKEA is an amazing brand.
Yeah. I hate IKEA going around it, but yeah.
You don't really love it.
No, once a bloody week.
They could like blindfold me, spin me round, and then push me in, and I'd still find the mirrors and the picture frames.
It's got massive now. Okay, Jade. So, final question about design. Yeah.
Hit me.
So,
No,
do
don't
you
really.
think do you think design affects valuation in a positive way or
Yeah,
a negative way, or yeah? And have you seen that? Is that something that you've had experience with?
So we're all governed by surveyors, okay? In our
Yeah,
line
surveyor
of
is
work.
king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, where we really want to pull out as much money from a
Yeah,
project.
yeah.
Move that money forward so we can keep investing. If you've got a surveyor walking into a property that's been well designed, thought out, you know, you've got your floor plans to back it all up in a concept board or whatever, they're going to see the time and energy that's gone into
Do you give that to the surveyor?
Yeah, we have done, yeah.
You have done.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
do like a pack and
Sometimes it's not like a...
not like the Bible.
We'll read this. No, more on an iPad, but yeah,
Right,
I
okay.
will go through things. But my clients definitely do.
That's nice.
And say that
Yeah.
it's
Wh-
really well, received.
What's the I was going to say what's the kind of response on that? Because I've had some real like bad
I
experiences
want to
with that.
always show that I've put everything into doing the best possible,
Yeah,
getting the best possible end result.
yeah,
We spend a lot of money when we're redoing these houses.
yeah.
So, and I've always, touch wood, smashed every revalve that I've
That's
wanted
good.
to do. I've
That's
always
really
got
good.
exactly what I wanted,
Okay.
or very, very close to it.
Yeah.
In a sense that I've always broke the ceiling price where I am now. Bearing in mind, I'm a bricks and mortar safety
Which you should be.
person.
You should be. Yeah.
I don't like to over leverage.
Yeah.
We could when we're doing our due diligence on a property, we can only see at what's been sold.
Yeah.
So I've always smashed that. With
Always.
everything I've always done,
Always should go with
really
that.
well in every area.
Yeah.
So, and I know that that's because the projects are really well designed, they're really well thought out, been maximised in the right way, and that can only go in your favour. And on top of that, we are doing really, really well on rent prices. Some of the stuff in Nottingham city centre, we've achieved 25 to 30% more.
Wow, that's really good.
Than that's ever been achieved in that area.
What's the highest you've got on a room in Notts?
Well, I've not got any in the Nottingham city centre, so I couldn't share the detail of clients.
Sorry, okay.
Because that's not fair.
Fair play. I'll tell you what the highest I've got.
Can I ask you the highest you've got?
Not in Nottingham, because we have not really got any super nice ones in Nottingham. I think it's just, like 495.
Yeah.
I think we've got a little bit more in one in Beeston. But in Derby, we've got the highest we ever got for just a bedroom was 550. Wow. Which I think for a bedroom is really good, for especially when you look at what we paid for that. Yeah. And then we have not studio flats, but things with kitchenettes in, which we've got nearly 600 mark for. So real good.
So I've got 2 projects, which are one's finishing in January, February, probably the next one February, March, and they're both 6. No, actually, one's a 7-bed and one's a 6-bed. In the 6-bed, we've got 3 with kitchenettes in.
Okay.
This is a real high luxury HMO. I'm so excited about it. This one's big. And then in the 7-bed, I think we're doing 4 with kitchenettes in, and a really...
Those in Nottingham?
Yes, really fancy communal space in that
nice.
one.
Are they worried about the council tax thing with that thing?
No.
No?
No.
Is this one of yours?
Both.
Okay. I'm not going to scare you then, don't worry.
Tell us about the council tax thing.
I've got one in Nottingham that was banded individually.
Yeah, but did they all rooms have kitchenettes in?
No.
Oh.
No kitchenettes.
Okay.
Just en suites.
Right.
Tell me how that works, Mr. VOA man. Yeah, so that's what happened.
Yeah.
Share a kitchen, living room,
Yeah.
a nice open plan one, but still banded individually. So we're now paying $720 in council tax a month on that one.
Oh my God. Wicked.
And then also you mentioned the Surveyor pack, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you a story about a Surveyor pack, because I think
Yeah.
that's, like, I've tried it, and I think you should always try, because what do you got to lose, right? You put some time in, it could pay off. Sometimes the Surveyor's a Mardy, he's not had his coffee in the morning, whatever.
Yes.
They are the king, we treat them like the king, you know, when they crack a joke.
We're laughing.
Yeah, it's the best joke I've ever heard. So I went to get the Surveyor pack, I'm not joking. He looked at it, put it under his arm, and was like, cheers for that, and then went and got in his car, and I genuinely saw him just dish it in the back like that.
Oh my God.
And I know he's not looking at that ever again.
Oh my God.
So that made me laugh. I've not really done many after that, because I almost thought, I didn't want to come across as if I was telling him how to do his job. That was one thing I wanted to be real careful of. But I do think it's important that if you have done something different, special, and you talk about that, there's nothing wrong with putting things like schedule of works in it, pictures of before.
Yeah, mine's more like if I've bought a crack den and now it looks like
exactly,
this. Like, I want to show you the journey this project's been on. I want to demonstrate why it's worth this figure.
Exactly, that's the value uplift.
Because I've bought it from this and I spent this in the middle.
You've not just changed the carpets. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you want us to talk about anything specifically, then pop that in the comments below and we'll get back to you.
We'd love it if you'd come over to Instagram and give us a follow and say, hi, I'm B-Space, and you are?
Jonathan M. Ioannou. Thanks.